Hey guys, quick intro to this video. It's probably the longest recorded, just shooting into the trap. Some of you might find it ultra boring. There is good information there, and if you watch to the very end, I demonstrate one of my M17s having an auto fire using the factory bolt spring. Sean, Leslie Lover Dummies. So I promised you 100 rounds through my good M17. And you watched yesterday, I swapped the bolt spring over to the Mostafa spring, and the reason for that was pressure from above is wanting to finalize, a design, if the spring is perfect or if it can be tweaked just a little. And the only tweaking so far that can even speak of is if it works with the BRH. And this was an age-old problem with the M17. At less lethal velocities, the main bolt spring actually can overcompress, and that's what causes the deformities. That bolt spring overcompressing runs the guide pin into the BRH, and that's the reason why we never use it. And is it really necessary? No, but it's super cool. So this test is just to see, is the spring as is, will it support the BRH without busting my guide pin? This is my good marker. So I'm only gonna be running two different tanks through it. This 10 CI that is on here now is 875 PSI. And I also have this 26 CI, which is 850 PSI. Now, my original plan was to run the drum mag because I can pretty much bang off 100 shots in a drum and 2 drums and a half. And I'm lazy, and I had already installed my SMG mag well, and herein lies the problem. I sent Mr. John Wixon one of my mags that was pre-drilled to accept the SMG mag well, and not realizing that, well, I did realize I have a couple other mags, but they are not drilled, and I just don't have time to do that. So I have one working mag to do 100 shots. So we'll see how it goes. I may not get through 100. Maybe the marker doesn't make it through 100. I'm hoping it does. But first up is going to be Hp68. I have 12 loaded in a TIPX true feed mag. It has been modified right there, that little hole drilled to accept, or for the SMG mag well to accept this magazine. Let's get going. I don't think I'm going to chrono all this, I'll chrono maybe here and there. I did bring out some BK rounds because I'm curious. I know he's done extensive testing with FSC and the VKS, not so much with the M17, so I'm curious myself, because all the testing up until this point was on my FSC. As you saw yesterday, I haven't done anything with my M17, so we'll see how those do. I'll chrono those, of course, but let's get going. Air it up. Again, I haven't fired HP in the TIPX mags in the M17, even back in the day when I was new to this and I had the SMG mag well and I had the TIPX mags. I still only shot round balls, so there's a first for everything. It really is, guys, and I'm telling you the honest truth here. $336. Got more content. I need some improvements. I'd like to be able to rapid fire more. The main reason for my pause is to let the trap catch up. So we'll work on that on the next sheet. Sheet, not sheet. That was the last round. Oh, no it wasn't. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ball on deck. Ball on deck mag system. When you run the TIPX mags, or when you run an SMG mag well in general. And keep it short and sweet. Ball on deck is, unlike a M17 mag that has a feed neck on it, that feed neck actually goes up into the breech. So one ball goes into the chamber essentially, and that is the only ball that will fall out. Now, on a ball on deck, this mag doesn't go completely up into the chamber, so there's actually another one in there. Oh, no, it's stuck in here. Yeah, so because there's no feed neck on this, it goes up to here, and there's essentially 2 rounds in your marker. So there'll be one here in the detent, and then one ball on deck waiting right here. And this is SMG magwell, has a plastic detent, that auxiliary detent that keeps those rounds from falling out, which I have removed because I don't like to accidentally leave rounds in the marker. All right, 12 more shots. BK Kinetics. These are 8 gram. These are the same ones that I shot yesterday. And they load just randy in the TIPX mag. 8 grams. BK Kinetics from DK Spencer Custom Kinetics. I have 1700 PSI remaining. What the HPs do, they did 336 on this tank. Obviously the tank is of diminished value now, but should give us a good idea. $318. We'll do one more, just because. Like I said, I haven't fired these in the M17 yet. Uh-oh. 810. More than velocity to take into account there, guys. Obviously, these things are pointy like hell. So. All right, that's 2. Let's keep firing here. Sorry, DK, your tag keeps bouncing off my, that's the second time I put it up there now. It keeps bouncing off. It's trying to get away. Nice shot. And there are the 2 that fell out. Ball on deck, remember that, guys. So it's an unfortunate problem running these mags, and I ordered some SMG mags, some Valken, they'll say SMG mags, the 8 round mags. So technically I'm only gonna get 6 shots, and that's something to take into consideration. But when you reload, you would get those additional 2 shots if you actually set your SMG mag well up with the factory auxiliary detent in there. So BK, DK, I will definitely revisit shooting those at a higher power, but hey, they cycle perfectly. Good news, and I'm happy. Let's see what's going on with our bolt head on here. Everything still seems fine. I have 1,000 PSI left. All right, so only 1,000 left on that tank. I'm just gonna load it in some Riot balls, 3.7 gram, and I'm just taking whatever I got out of the basket here. These are my freshly washed balls. So I got 2, 4, 6, 7. So just load 7 in here. So that means I'll get how many shots? 5, you're correct. I only get 5 shots out of these 7 rounds because ball on deck. But I only got 1,000 PSI left, so just really trying to kill the tank and get my shot count up. I haven't heard any clanking in here. Let's chrono these. Chrono 1. 446. Come here, Parker. 4 more. Now I should have 2 remaining. Because why? 2 remaining. All right, we are, I'm surprised. Oh, I'm really surprised, guys. I just touched 800 PSI now. And I mentioned this before with the Mostafa spring, but I was running it in my worst case scenario marker, and there was a reason for that. Obviously, I was trying to kill his spring. But moving into this guy, which is not a modified regulator, this is just a version 2, has the brass orifice removed and just a regular bypass. No drilling, no nothing. I have gotten now, that would be 10 and 10 and 5, 25 shots on a 10 CI, 3000K, 3K, 3000 PSI, of course, tank, and I'm just touched 800 now. So that says something about it. That bolt is closing up just a little bit quicker and saving some air. So we will switch tanks and load up some more rounds. In case you guys didn't believe me, you saw the tank when I showed it, it was full. I mean, it's tough to tell when you're under that 1,000, but I'd call that 800 PSI remaining. So 25 shots, that's, you know, on a average M17 that's bypassed running 1100. You know, you get 15, maybe 18 full power shots on a 13 CI. Pretty darn good. We're back with Riot balls, 9.9 gram, 26 CI tank. This is 850 PSI output. And it is full to 3000. $282. Remember, these are 9.9 gram, obviously, so reduced output, of course. 282, and is this something you guys have ever noticed? with heavy rounds, not too heavy, but 10-gram rounds seem to be the most consistent. And chit chat, let's shoot this thing off. Oh, there was my ball on deck. I wasn't quick enough that time, guys. Next up, Julv V2, 8 grams, 12. Chrono 1, fire the rest. $308. Alright, so if you're keeping track, that is 45 rounds. And unfortunately, I don't have any. Oh, you know what? I do have different rounds. I have one other. Shoot, they're too tight for this. Okay. I'll just keep using the rounds that I have out here. We have 2,300 PSI remaining in this, so we had 20 shots on this bottle. We're gonna do Hp68s again. This bottle is slightly lower pressure than my 10 CI, so I'll chrono it just to see where it's at. See if it should prove if I'm telling the truth or not. And God forbid it's the feet per second is higher than 336, which was the first HP on that one, because then I will have no explanation whatsoever. Should be lower than 336. Whew. 304. I'm not a liar. One more. Nope. Can't be perfect every time. All right, we're gonna load up the BK Kinetics again. Same ones. I just fished them out of the trap there. 8 grams. Oh, there's some Kevlar hairs stuck to them, man. I do love the way these TIPX mags away. That lock is on the back. And it does wonders for preventing flips because of the way it actually kicks the round up instead of kind of shoving it up. I mean, it is shoving it up too. All right, this is 8 gram BK Kinetics, reduced output, 850 PSI. Oh, I should have mentioned maybe in the beginning, this is a 684 smooth bore, 8-inch barrel. 6-inch control if you're splitting hairs. $288. I think if you were to compare those to the HP shot 304, and those are 288. If you do remember, those sized a little bit smaller bore size, hence the name universal, but I actually have a freak barrel. That might, just out of curiosity, I'd like to do a back-to-back to see how much could be gained from bore matching those, because they are the newest projectile I have, of course. So I gotta see what they're made of. Oh, that one was a little hotter. 294. Is that the last one? Come on, you guys. That was the last one. Are you betting? Ha! It was. Eventually I'll get the count right. And my 2 on deck, of course. And if you're counting, that is 65 rounds total. Don't feel anything wrong, but I won't really know until I open it up. Let's load some more. Julv2, 8 gram. 12. This will make 75 rounds total. Who says the M17 isn't reliable? Just got to know what you're doing is all. 298. I go in those shake and bake Fiachi red dots, and I bought one of these before, and it didn't work exactly as advertised, and I thought, hell, I really wanted a shake and bake red dot, but so I gave it another chance, being it's ordered from Amazon, and it was like 80 bucks Canadian. It has been flawless. It wakes up and goes to sleep for $80, and you can also it remembers your previous setting too, which is nice. So you're not fumbling for the, flick your red dot on. It's like, oh, it's really dim. Hey, hang on a sec, I gotta turn my brightness up here. Yeah, no, it works really well. No complaints so far. And if I did, I'd just send it back on Amazon and send me another one. Oh, stop doing that. You're trying to be cool. All right, that is 75 rounds total. We are down to 1,500 PSI. This light in here is, what's going on? There we go. 1,500 PSI. I'm not gonna try and remember how many mags I got on this one. Yes, I am. So we shot 25 on the 10 CI until I hit 800. So that means I've shot 50 shots on this one, and we're at 1,500 now. Honestly, guys, this is gonna be my last mag. So this is gonna be 85 shots. I've gone through 4 different projectiles on 2 different bottles. I'm gonna finish it off with Canada Riot balls, 9.9 gram. So it'll be a total of 85 shots on that Mostafa sprig and the BRH with no hiccups. And then what I'm gonna do, oh, that's 13. Whatever. No. If I force that 13 in there, you know something's gonna happen, and then I'll be licking my wounds. 85 rounds. And what I'm gonna do next, so don't change the channel. I'm going to open this marker. We are gonna inspect the guide pin because I had previously just reset it as brand new. And I'm not gonna pull the BRH, but I will be able to tell by looking at the guide pin if there's any damage, and that should tell the whole story. So, finish it off. .268, that one was a little low. Let's try that again. .270, I don't know. Let's just shoot him anyways. It seems kind of low. Actually just sounds like it has less crack. There goes that DK. Balls on deck. That's 85, guys. Dinner's arrived. I'll pull this apart. We'll have a look together. Let's break this bad boy down. So, the main thing we're gonna look for here is if there is any damage to my guide pin. It will tell if it's loose, bent, or missing. I doubt it's missing because the marker did continue to fire. And there weren't any problems. I had 0 hiccups, which is excellent. Everything looks good. My home defense silicone bumper is standing the test of time. Move these over here. All bolts out. Spring out of there, and whatever, just leave it like that. All right, first things first, spring. Looks kind of just like how it did yesterday. Got a little bit of deflection. This time around, I'll probably rework it a little, and maybe we'll do that while we're just kind of chit-chatting here. The coils are not separated in any strange manner. The ends are still closed. It looks good, but that's not what I was really looking for. It was, did my BRH damage my bolt? So the first thing, when you take your M17 apart to do any service, check the bolt. Once it comes loose, that's your time to reset it. And I saw a question asked and then it kind of disappeared, but there is an Allen head screw down there, and it threads into this forward piece. So when it's loose, you can stick your Allen key down there, take it off, clean up the threads. There is a little brass bushing there, so you gotta be careful not to lose it. And red Loctite the screw and send it back in. So I'm looking at the ball here. I don't see no damage. And you'll notice there's some wear on the edge of the ball here. That's typical of an M17. You also see that in your barrel. Barrel breach, the opening. barrel tends to take a little bit of wear there, but it's more like a scuff. If you saw something other than a scuff, like there's like grinding grooves in your barrel, there's a good chance your bolt is loose. What's happening is it's going out of alignment and it's really contacting that barrel. But barrel contact to some degree is normal for an M17. And more importantly is our guide pin still straight. I'm looking at it. It appears to be straight. Is it loose? It's wrong. I'm freaking myself. Oh, it is loose a little. It is loose. I couldn't tell if that was me or... So, it is loose, but that doesn't mean that it was actually contacting the BRH, because it is straight still. I mean, it's possible I didn't get a good set with Loctite. I don't know. Honestly, I can't explain that. It probably made some contact. That's the only thing I can think of that would actually crack that Loctite loose. All right, we're gonna take it right out of there. Using my soft jaw, homemade soft jaw pliers. You know, guys, it's really tough to say. The pin is straight. There's only two reasons I could see it coming loose. That is either it did make slight contact and it cracked the Loctite, or it just didn't set properly. Maybe I wasn't overzealous enough with the Loctite. So, I don't know. Inconclusive. I mean, the marker fired perfectly fine. What would I say? What would be my recommendation? Maybe a hair longer. Maybe the spring like another hair longer. I won't bore you guys with resetting this now, and I won't bore you with the details, but I will discuss them with Mostafa, and we'll probably come to a conclusion or some happy place. I have tested a longer spring, and I didn't see any diminished velocity, but this is on his dime, guys, not mine. And I try to be as transparent as possible. This is really just if it was making like direct contact, this pin probably would have snapped off, or it would have been really laid over. Like it would be noticeably bent, and it was neither of those. It was loose. And like I said, I can't say for certain that it was just my shitty Loctite job. I don't know. But the main deal here is the spring works. So I will update the channel once I have confirmation of inventory and a link to it. So don't feel left out, guys. This is the only one I have And as soon as it becomes available and where it becomes available, I will let you guys know. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful in some small way. Later. All right, little bonus footage. I lied yesterday. I put the factory spring back in this one because I wanted to see if I could demonstrate the auto fire that this particular regulator was always had a problem with, and how the spring solved that. I only put 5 lightweight 3.7 gram balls in here just in case it runs away and starts firing them all over the place. 1000 psi, or no, this is 1100 psi in this bottle. I'm curious what they're chronoing at. There you have it, guys. That was not possible without a bolt spring upgrade. Otherwise, that is what I experienced on more occasions than I want to divulge. But I'm sure some of you have experienced this as well. And this is a problem when you bypass version 2 and you remove the other orifice that's inside here. Some get it, some don't. Some it just takes time. This bolt spring is meant for paintball, it really is, and it grows weak very fast. And others just get lucky